So tonight I had a interesting experience. I've never ever done this before in my life. I went to something called the WLA, Washington Legal Association, and it's for artists and writers and bloggers like me, anyone who creates anything, and it's an almost free clinic for people that need legal advice. I was receiving from time to time over the past 6 months a letter, an email that looked very legalistic and about using a photo that I had put and placed on a blog post and a grace note that I wrote over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, and I had not paid for or gotten any permission to use that picture. Now, since then, actually for quite some time now, probably over a year, I always pay for all the pictures that I use on any of my blog posts. But I didn't even know back then that you weren't supposed to do that. And so I had gotten these messages from these long emails saying, we're going to sue you for damages. Please just pay right now. It's $1,000. No, wait, now it's $250. No, that's going to $150 worth of damages. And I wasn't too worried, but somebody had told my husband, and therefore he could tell me that there was this free clinic to go check out things. And I was sort of curious about copyright law anyway, and image use, since I use images a lot, and stock images and what's on the web. So I went to Seattle University, and this clinic had to fill out a special form, send them information, send them emails, and explain my case. When I got there, it took about 10 minutes for them to say, you have been totally spammed. This is not a legitimate company. There's even maybe extortion against this company. Don't even worry about it at all. And we had fun just talking a little bit. And they said, so since you have so much extra time, there was 3 wonderful students and a lawyer who's also a professor. Since we have so much time, do you have any other legal advice you want us to answer or talk about? I said, well, I'm not sure. I mean, we had a brief conversation about copyright law and even what I could do with my blog or some suggestions. But then the professor said, so what do you write about anyway? What do you do? And I said, I write about mindfulness and peace and mental health and having a happy life and working with this crazy mind that gets pretty crazy sometimes. And have quite a few readers, and it's spread far and wide from lots of different countries. It's kind of amazing. And she said, tell us more. And all the students leaned in and they began to ask me questions. Who's Byron Katie? What's the work? And how do you do that? Well, what would you advise me if you were going to tell somebody who wanted to just become more mindful in their life, maybe meditate, what would you say? And I made a suggestion and said, well, you can use this meditation timer look at this cool app I have on my phone, and there's also an app for the work, and you can write down all your thoughts when you're done meditating if you feel like your mind has been very noisy, even if you're sitting in silence. And then you can take them through this inquiry process, and here's what it looks like. What's a stressful thought that you have? And the first question is it true? And they were all listening with rapt attention, and we all wound up talking for about 20 or 25 minutes about the work and mindfulness and silence and meditation. And they said, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for coming. This is the best legal advice session we've ever had. And I walked out of there just getting the biggest kick out of that and having so much fun. You just never know where you are going to make contact with people who are curious and interested, and I find all the people of the world so much fun, and I even appreciate whatever crazy person that is out there who's sending emails trying to get people to, enroll in their bank accounts or those kind of things. For some reason, that took me to this free clinic, and I just got to have the most wonderful time. They all said they're going to immediately subscribe to my grace notes. So I said, well, you can always unsubscribe if you don't like it. But I hope they have fun, and I just wanted to share with you the little entertainment and dances that you can have in your life on a day-to-day basis, and the joy you can bring when you share with people what it means, what peace means to you, and how you can question your thoughts and not believe them. All right, take care. Lots of love.